Alright, I'm really debating even making a video on this topic just because it's probably going to become irrelevant in like 2 to 3 days and I have no script, so I'm going to have to do a lot of cutting out of like that, like pauses and whatever. But I don't know, I just had a lot of thoughts on something that's been going on in social media internet world. And I guess I just wanted to try to put my thoughts together on it. I may end up just scrapping this, but who knows? May as well try to make it a video or something like that. Anyways, so I don't have Twitter. I don't like. I might have made a Twitter account once long, long time ago, but I don't use it regularly. What I do watch a certain YouTuber by the name of Omni who does, I think, news related to internet stuff, and I don't know. I just really like him for his personality and stuff, and it's pretty entertaining. But either way, he does go to Twitter for a lot of the news, and one of the things that has been happening over there apparently is Chris from the Mr. Beast crew. I don't watch Mr. Beast either. Why am I trying to make a video on it then? Anyways, so yeah, one of the team members named Chris apparently had a lot of tweets and said a lot of things in the past that were pretty insensitive to a lot of different groups and minorities and stuff. Um, I'm not any one of those, so I mean, yeah, I get that people were offended by that. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy, all the sorts of different things he said. Okay, pause. One thing I did not realize, or I guess remember at the time of me recording this, was just how bad some of the things he said was. Like, I mean, when there's a cancellation or whatever on Twitter, typically it goes, yeah, the accusations come out, the allegations, whatever you want to call them, and then it takes a day or two for the person to respond. And in that time, you just forget maybe a little bit how not okay some of the things the person said was. And like, I mean, I the day before whatever, Omni uploaded a video going over some of those accusations, and I it's been a day since it had been a day since I had seen them, and going back to those tweets, I'm not really just writing these things off as like, oh, it's not that bad because I'm not offended by it. Nah, man. Some of those things were real sketch, but beyond sketch, I guess. Just wanted to add that in there really quickly. But recently, I don't know how soon ago, he responded to it with a response. This is why I need scripts. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Chris from the Mr. Beast crew made a response to about his previous what do we call them, insensitive tweets or something like that. Yeah, okay. So reading his response. Hey everyone, I wanted to talk about my past insensitive tweets. I mean, that's the response, and people's response to the response on Twitter, I guess, apparently isn't very good. I mean, like I said, I don't have Twitter. I don't use it, so I can't go and see all the ratio of people who say, okay, that's a good apology, to the people who say no, that's not a good apology, blah blah blah. But I mean, it's Twitter, so. Anyways, so I want to start by first kind of, I guess, sharing my general thoughts on the situation. Like I said before, I not really offended by any of the things he said, but yeah, I get why people are offended by it, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't be offended. As a matter of fact, like, I think it's all right. I mean, to a certain degree, maybe. But the other thing is, it I don't haven't watched Chris or any of the videos he's in on Mr. Beast's channel or whatever, but he just seems like such a person who owns up completely. Like, he's not like trying to brush off the things he said as, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or, you know, stuff like that. He does say that it was a while ago, but he says it's not the person he is today. And he even like quoted a tweet thread about that like literally shows how much like he's changed. Like I don't have it, but he talks about his experience growing up in the South and the things that he grew up learning, and that stuff was really actually surprising to me. But it just shows that like he's become so much of a better person on his own during that time period without being canceled by Twitter or whatever, and that I think speaks a lot to his character. Even when it is brought up in nowadays, like he isn't like trying to brush it off at all. Like he's taking responsibility for it. But yeah, like that's my opinion, anyways. And then the fact that people aren't seeming to accept this apology, I guess. Well, first of all, just as you can choose to be offended, you can choose not to accept somebody's apology. That's fine. But at the same time, I don't know. There's this quote I heard once. Maybe I'll find it. I don't know. It was a recent quote, I think. But it goes something like, I try hard not to offend, but I try harder not to be offended. And, you know, I think a lot of people could use hearing that. Like I said before, you know what? You may be offended by that, and that's fine. Like, nobody's telling you you shouldn't be offended by it. But at the same time, can't you forgive people, I guess? I don't know. Like, yeah, with the things they might have said and done might be hurtful, but, Chris is, from what I can tell, being very honest and open and saying, yeah, I was a terrible person, but I've gotten a lot better. So, what is that not forgive worthy? Is that not apology accept worthy? Like, I don't know. To me, like, this isn't an apology to me because I'm not offended by this stuff. But and if you tell me I should be offended for other people, well, maybe I should, but I'm sorry, I'm not. That I just am not. Like, maybe it's because I have thick skin or something. I don't know. I mean, maybe that is something about me. I just don't really care. I mean, I don't know. But either way, I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts. I wanted to end on something, but I've completely forgotten what thing was. I think it was something around the lines of it's rather than like trying to cancel or, make Chris seem like the bad guy, he seems like the perfect example of someone who maybe, had done a lot of bad stuff or said a lot of rude or insensitive or bad things, but he is changed and it doesn't take a Twitter cancellation for him to change. Like, this is how many years after the fact, and on his own he's been able to reflect, re-educate himself like he said and become a better person. And to me that's very almost role model worthy because like growing up in the South, like some of the things they taught him about the Confederate flag and same-sex marriage and stuff, that stuff's crazy. Like it's so impressive as well that he's been able to on his own reevaluate that stuff and become a better person. That seems like something that I want to. I mean, I not that I'm racist. I don't think I need to stop talking. But either way, my point is, rather than trying to make Chris seem like the bad guy, in this situation, he seems very admirable, at least to me. You might have your own opinion. That's fine. You go ahead and say it in the comments or whatever. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Maybe I'll be able to edit this into something coherent. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's about it. Adios.